What's going on, fam? I'm here to give my prediction for the upcoming June 15th bout between Subriel, Matias, and Liam Paro. This is for the IBF Super Lightweight Championship belt held by Subriel Matias. I believe this fight is going to be held in Puerto Rico, I believe, at Coliseo Juan Abin Cruz Abreu Manati. That's in Puerto Rico. All right. Here's my prediction, man. But first, let's get into the tail of the tape. We got Sabriel Matias, man. He stands at 20 wins, 1 loss. All his wins come by way of knockout. So he is one of those fighters in the 100% knockout ratio club. He's knocked out everybody. He's in the same category with Gary Antoine Russell, who also shares the same division with him, and also as Artur Beterbiev. Straight killers, man. Sabriel Matias, 32 years old, 5'8", with a 71-inch arm reach. Okay. Very durable dude, solid chin, severe pressure fighter. There's a method to his madness. Sometimes when you watch a lot of these guys that don't really defend themselves good, so to speak. But when you slow down video and you watch him, you do see that they have their own form of defense. You know, kind of similar to Isaac Cruz. They got their own form of defense, man. And he does have defense. It's just not the defense that we used to seeing. You know, the head movement. He does have head movement though, because you can go back in a lot of his fights, especially the fight he had with his first fight against Petros and Ananian. You go back and watch that first fight. He got a lot of head movement, man. But it's just not to the point of it's real fluent. You know, but you know, it is what it is. He gets the job done, right? Very strong. He generates power going backwards. On his back foot, he can knock you out going on his back foot, bro. The dude's killed somebody in the ring before. Rest in peace, Dadashev. We might be looking at an anomaly here, you know. Yeah, we might be. And I wasn't a fan of this dude till, like I said, I went back and watched like 10 of his fights, and then I just kept watching a few of them over and over again. Yeah, he growing on me, bro. This dude is definitely growing on me. He is definitely he's no joke, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'll stick by that thing about, you know, he takes a lot of shots. Will it affect him later in life? More than likely it might, but some people just got tough heads, bro. Some people just got hard skulls, and it might not affect them. It don't, you know, getting punched on don't affect everybody the same. So we might assume that he'll have some kind of brain damage later on in his life, but that's not necessarily always true, you know. But when you look at it on the surface, man, it's still not good to take that many shots, you know. It's just my feeling. But raw fighter, bro. Relentless fighter, bro. Gonna be a real problem for a lot of people, man. That's just my opinion. He's been down before. He's been knocked down. You can call it a knockdown, but the ropes, they deemed it as a knockdown when he fought Ananian for the first time. When he punched, it was the 7th round. They said that was a knockdown, but the ropes held him up, so to speak. So they called it a knockdown. He was wobbled, and that's what I be saying. You know, he can be hurt, but that's the only time I've seen him hurt. That was like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. But he can be hurt. He's a man. Anybody can be hurt. But you know, it's gonna take somebody with some real power to really hurt this dude, bro. Just my take, so to speak. Because if we really want to be fair, Petros Ananian is not really a big puncher, and he hurt him. Okay, that's what I'll be saying. I kind of spoke on that. Look, It's gonna take somebody with some real power to keep him down. Put it that way. Just my thing. But you can still hurt somebody even if you're not known to be a big puncher. And Ananian showed that in that fight. He's the only one to beat Subriel Matias, but he beat him on the cards. He didn't knock him out. But he showed that, that's proof that, like I said, any of these fighters can hurt him. Devin could hurt him, T.O., but do they have the power to keep him down and really hurt him? There's a difference between being hurt and buzzed, and I'm talking about out on your feet. I don't know if they got that kind of power, but anyway, let's get into his opponent now. So we got Liam Paro, 27 years old, 5'8.5", 71-inch arm reach. Okay, so Liam Paro, a little bit younger than Sabriel Matias. They got the same arm reach and almost the same height, just like a half of an inch taller. So they the same dimensions. But Sabriel gonna be bigger once they rehydrate, all that. But so Liam Paro, he's a good fighter, man. He has a little bit more power than the guy that beat Subriel back in 2020. Good counter puncher. He's a great body puncher. Light on his feet. He's not really a volume puncher, which will probably be proven to be an issue in this fight. He's not like a person that is he's not like a real outboxer. He's a mid-range dude, likes to get in, get out, catch you with a few shots, get back out, then, catch you with some surprise body shots. He put many people down with the body shots. So he's an all-around good fighter, man. Good fighter. But let's talk about these dudes' last 3 fights, man. How they performed. So Subriel Matias, starting from his last fight, going back, we have Ergashev, Jeremiah Nicholas Ponce. That's where he won his IBF title from. And then we had Petros Ananian rematch. Okay, that's the guy who beat him in 2020. He came back and avenged that fight and knocked him out, pretty much corner stoppage in the 9th round. That was a very good fight. Ananian is a dog in his own right, but eventually Matias caught up to him, clipped him with a nice. I think he clipped him with a left hook. I think it was a left hook he clipped him with in the 9th round, and his nose was bleeding. He was all busted up, and then they stopped the fight in the corner, and that's all she wrote. He put on a very good performance, though, Matias. And then against Jeremiah Ponce, another good performance, another battering 5th round knockout of Ponce. But he was in the pocket, just obliterated. They was just going at it, man. That was a good fight. He did really good in that fight, man. Then the Ergashev fight, he got wobbled early. He got rocked in the first. You notice that it's like with Matias early on, he gives this illusion that you got him beat and hurt. Now I don't know if he really even be hurt or if it's just like a tactic that he uses. He's stumbling on purpose. I don't know, man. But it's almost like he gets stronger as the fight goes on. So that's what happened in every fight. He gets stronger, and then early on, it looked like he's getting beat down, and then he just come out of nowhere and start picking up the pace, and then start just breaking you down. All of these corner stoppages, bro. Let me go back and see how many corner stoppages this guy has, man. And this is not a new thing. This goes back to way back in his career, bro. He had his first corner stoppage was 2017. Then he had another one in 2018. And then he had another one in 2019 against Maxim Dadashev. We all know how that one went, man. Rest in peace to Dadashev. Um, then he had in 2020 he had one against Malik Hawkins. 2021 he had one. Then 2022 he had one, and then two this year. So it's like almost every other year. Every year he get a corner stoppage. A lot of his fights end in the corners, bro. You know, so dude ain't no joke, man. It's clearly ain't no joke. I mean, I know a lot of people gonna say, who is he fought? He ain't fought nobody top level yet. Yeah, I agree. And we're about to, let's see these top level guys get in the ring with him. And Devin Haney is the one that's the only one I really hear talking about it. So can't wait to see that fight, how that turns out. So let's go to like his best performance from those last three fights he had. Obviously, it was the Ponce. Like, he put on a show in that fight, man. Didn't really seem like he was hurt much. He put on an absolute show in that fight to win the IBF title. Now let's go to Liam Paro. Let's take a look at his last three fights. Okay. Liam Paro, no losses as well. His last three fights was against Montana Love, Brock Jarvis, and Yomar Alamo. Okay. Now the Yomar Alamo fight, I cannot seem to find it, any highlights, anything like that. But he won that fight by decision. But a lot of people that did make some videos about it, they said that Liam Paro was pretty much gifted that win. But I have to dig a little harder and find that fight. The Brock Jarvis fight that ended in a first round knockout. And he clipped him with a left, knocked him out in like the last 30 seconds of the fight. So I mean, there ain't much really to talk about there. And then the Montana Love fight ended in a 6-round knockout of Montana Love. He dropped him 2 times in the 6th round. And excellent performance by Liam Paro. Finished Love in the corner. Love dropped him with that left hook. Same thing he wobbled him with in the 5th round too. And that was Liam Paro's biggest win to date. It was Montana Love, man. So I would have to say, out of each of these dudes' 3 fights, I would have to give Matias, he performed better in his, versus Paro. You can give or take. It's subjective, man. Because they both put on different type of fights, different type of wins. Okay, Leon Pyro's not a knockout artist. Subriel Matias is. Okay, so how does this fight go, man? I don't think Liam Paro has the punch volume. Don't think he has the power or the aggressiveness to really to make an impact on Subriel Matias. I mean, but I'll say this: he does have more power than that Ananian guy, and that Ananian guy was able to rock Subriel Matias, not fully knock him down, but stumble him back and everything to the ropes. So it's a possibility that Liam Paro could hurt Subriel Matias in this fight. But looks like with every fight, Subriel Matias gets better and better, in my opinion. I see it. Liam is not going to stand there. He's gonna try to box and use his style. It might be certain points in that fight where he might stand in the pocket and trade with him. One thing I will say about them Australian fighters, they got a lot of heart, bro. They got dog in them, and they come to fight. Shout out to them. But I think ultimately, man, I think the power and the pressure of Subriel Matias is going to overwhelm Liam Paro. And I think he's going to get stopped for the first time, like round 8 or 9. I just don't think he got, the volume, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, to figure this Matias dude out, I think you got to have you got to have some real power. You got to have some good footwork. and you gotta have a good chin, and you gotta have good IQ, and you gotta know how to go down to the body as well. The key is body shots, man. But a lot of people don't understand this yet. I don't know. Body shots will take the wind out of anybody. But the problem is trying to invest in Matias' body. You're gonna have to take some heat while you throwing some body shots or trying to get to his body. So I just don't see Liam Paro being successful past 4 rounds. It might not even go 8 rounds, So I'm giving it 8 rounds. I'm not even giving it 8, man. I'll say 7. I'll say Matias gets him out, 7th round knockout. Maybe a corner stoppage again. We're probably gonna see the same exact thing, corner stoppage. So my prediction for this fight is Subriel Matias by 7th round stoppage. Rather that's the corner or a knockout or a technical knockout. This is Rebel Life Boxing. Let me know what you think. Drop comments and talk to me. And I will catch y'all later on the next one.